Life Without Death, the 2026 Formula VGUDSTH. Unlock the ultimate longevity protocol.
Why do we die? 1. By cancer. 2. By heart attack. 3. By vertigo falls, by breaking bones and getting bedridden. 4. By vertigo falls that makes blood liquid buildup between brain and skull.
How to escape death from all the above? Answer: by using 1. Vitamin D3 plus Mg and K2. 2. Hyperbaric Oxygen Therapy. What if breathing 95% pure oxygen could make you younger? Not a dream, it is science. Your bone marrow responds by releasing stem cells, the body's major repair system. These cells find damaged tissues and help rebuild them. The extra stem cells improve brain function, memory, and mood. HBOT also boosts your immune cells, improves blood flow, and helps tissues heal faster like a full body regeneration.
Miracle number 1. Actor Vijaykanth's 3 toes on his right leg were removed due to diabetes wound. There are many diabetic patients with wounds in the leg not curable. Miracle number 2.
You know, the Nobel Prize in Medicine was awarded to 3 doctors: Blackburn of UCSF, Greider of Johns Hopkins, and Shostak of Harvard Medical School for their discovery of, quote, how chromosomes are protected by telomeres and the enzyme telomerase. This shows chromosomes with their ends called telomeres.
Our death originates in the telomeres. The length of telomere shortens as we age. Studies show HBOT can increase telomere length by up to 38%. That's like adding time back to your biological clock.
Imagine humans inventing a time reversal device. Think of the chaos.
HBOT and stem cell therapy will make us young.
Miracle number 3.
HBOT also removes wrinkles and make your face shining with collagen inside.
HBOT makes your brain sharp. Miracle number 5 of HBOT, curing of ED of men. Miracle number 6.
And the individual's ability to breathe. The higher up the injury occurs, the worse the symptoms. Damage to the thoracic spine typically affects the legs, pelvic organs, and can impact blood pressure. Damage to the lumbar spine can affect one or both legs and may also cause incontinence. Thoracic spine typically affects the legs, pelvic organs, and can impact blood pressure. Damage to the lumbar spine can affect one or both legs and may also cause incontinence. Paralysis of both the arms and legs is referred to as tetraplegia, while paralysis of just the legs is referred to as paraplegia. Unfortunately, there is currently no cure for spinal cord injury.
Spinal cord injury, SCI, recovery. A retrospective review revealed that HBOT led to variable degrees of motor function improvement in patients with spinal cord injuries. Notably, 8 patients achieved full motor function recovery.
Miracle number 7.
can do this, the more likelihood for higher levels of remission. If a child has an autism diagnosis and they're already over the age of, say, 7 or 9 years old, it's very likely that they're going to have at least mild to moderate traces of autism for the rest of their life. But if you're able to...
Autism Spectrum Disorder, ASD. Study, International Journal of Clinical Practice. Result.
Miracle number 8.
Central retinal artery is a blood vessel which supplies blood to the eye. A sudden loss of vision occurs when the blood vessel is obstructed. Hyperbaric Oxygen Therapy increases the oxygen concentration and dissolves oxygen in the blood, resulting in a wide oxygen redistribution. This allows oxygen to reach the retinal artery of the eye through other blood vessels. In patients with a cellular retinal artery, an additional artery of the eye is present. Increased oxygen reaches the retinal layer faster, thus leading to healing and return of vision.
Miracle number 9.
It's almost hard to describe. I have always said to people, don't ever let me own a gun because I think I would probably shoot myself in the head to stop the pain.
It's hard to imagine such extreme pain unless you've experienced it, but migraine is one of the leading causes of disability in the world.
Large proportion of the population suffer from it, and if a median migraine attack is lasting a full day, that's a lot of disability across a lifetime.
Migraine with aura. Study, Cephalalgia Journal. Result, HBOT reduced frequency and intensity of migraines in some patients. Why it matters? Oxygen may stabilize vascular tone and reduce cortical spreading depression. Conclusions. To stay young and beautiful, the tools are 1. Hyperbaric Oxygen Therapy. 2. Stem cells therapy. In fact,
could this little capsule here help to prevent cancer and help those under treatment for the disease to improve their chances of survival? Well, the answer is yes. Now, we're talking here about the miracle hormone vitamin D3. I first realized the importance of this vitamin during our recent pandemic, where patients admitted to the hospital were given massive doses of vitamin D3 in order to improve their chances of survival.
In the 20s, are you deficient? In my practice, I want people to have vitamin D levels around 100 to 150. If you have a Quest lab or a Cleveland Clinic heart lab, they will tell you that a normal vitamin D level is up to 150. The University of California, San Diego has done extensive research into vitamin D levels in humans, and they have not found vitamin D toxicity up to people taking 40,000 international units of vitamin D3 a day, 40,000 a day, and that they've calculated that the average American should be taking 9,600 international units a day of vitamin D3 to have an adequate level. That's a lot of vitamin D. Now, I think bare minimum, you should be taking 5,000 international units of vitamin D. All my patients during the COVID epidemic, I doubled their vitamin D3 levels. There are now 19, actually there was a new one last week out of Israel, that show the higher your vitamin D level, the safer you are from COVID, and if you catch COVID, it will be a mild illness. And that's certainly my experience in my 2 clinics. Interestingly,
I ate mangoes coated with a poisonous chemical used for ripening. I got a hit on my gut with vertigo. What was my blood vitamin D? It was only 19.2. I ate vitamin D 60,000 UI once a week for 8 weeks to cure myself.
What if the human body isn't a countdown clock waiting to run out, but a complex biological software system waiting for the right code? Welcome to 2026. The frontier of human longevity has officially shifted. We are moving past the outdated era of simply treating diseases when they show up. We are entering the era of total cellular optimization. Today, I am revealing a proprietary, multi-layered blueprint that brings together the absolute cutting edge of intestinal matrix repair, spatial neurological balance, and daily deep tissue hyper-oxygenation. I call it the VGUDSTH Formula. By the end of this 40-minute masterclass, You will understand exactly how your internal balance sensors, your gut wall, your cellular stem cells, daily pressurized oxygen, and a single master steroid hormone interact to build a fortress of healthspan. More importantly, I will show you how to cyclically rest your system using an ancient botanical protocol to keep your organs running at peak efficiency. If you want to understand how to truly unlock optimal human longevity, get your notebook ready, clear your distractions, and let's dive in. For years, the wellness industry has made the mistake of looking at symptoms in isolation. If you get dizzy, they look at your head. If you get bloated, they give you a digestive pill. If your joints ache, they give you an anti-inflammatory. But your body doesn't work in isolated silos. It is a highly synchronized, hyper-connected biological network. If your gut lining is inflamed, your brain triggers a stress response. If your cells are starving for oxygen, your organs age prematurely. Let's lay out the acronym right now so you can see the structural roadmap of this video. V stands for vertigo free and spatial vestibular stabilization. GU stands for the gut barrier and the structural intestinal lining. D stands for vitamin D, the ultimate hormonal light switch. S stands for stem cells, the cellular repair crew of the human body. T stands for Triphala, the cyclical botanical protector. H stands for HBOT, or Hyperbaric Oxygen Therapy, the daily hyper-oxygenation engine. When you fuse these specific pillars into a deliberate, timed routine, you create a biochemical environment where your tissues can actively regenerate. Let's break down the mechanics of every single letter. Let's start with the letter V, vertigo-free. Most people think vertigo is just a random, passing bout of lightheadedness or a temporary drop in blood pressure. But the most common form, benign paroxysmal positional vertigo, or BPPV, is a literal structural, mechanical failure inside your head's balancing system. Deep within your balance pathways, you have a natural, liquid-filled gyroscope. Inside this gyroscope sit tiny, microscopic crystals made entirely of calcium carbonate. These tracking crystals are designed to stay locked down firmly into a specialized gel bed to tell your brain exactly where your head is located in space.
Material from calcium carbide or contaminated food, the small intestine is damaged and it lets food particles, toxic chemicals, in this case calcium carbide, and bacteria into the bloodstream. When toxic materials go to your ears and brain, vertigo starts. The hair-like structure inside your ear senses your balance, and to increases the sensitivity, it has small-sized calcium crystals at the end of each sensing hair. When toxins from blood enter ear, these calcium crystals get dissolved and move to the ear canal as a bigger crystal. So your gyroscope in the ear is damaged, causing vertigo, particularly when your head moves. The big crystal in the ear canal gives false signaling to the brain, making you feel a spinning effect. What is the medicine for curing vertigo? Remember, vertigo came because now your gut is damaged. So for self-cure, always take soft food like cooked rice dal, khichdi, or kachi, banana, etc. Avoid milk and dairy. Do not take probiotics. I read on internet that if I am taking high dose of vitamin D, I must take magnesium and vitamin K2. I searched in the chemist's shops and could get magnesium glycinate, 2000 milligrams, but no shop had pure vitamin K2.
GU and S, the gut lining and the stem cell engine. That brings us directly to GU and S, the gut barrier and your internal stem cells. Your intestinal lining is a vast, single-cell thin barrier that stands as the ultimate gatekeeper between the outside world and your bloodstream. In a healthy body, this wall is held together tightly by microscopic protein gates known as tight junctions. Think of them like the mortar holding a brick wall together. When these protein gates crumble due to an ongoing assault from poor diet, hidden toxins, chronic stress, or microbiome imbalances, you develop increased intestinal permeability, popularly known as leaky gut. When your gut wall is compromised, undigested food particles, environmental toxins, and toxic bacterial waste slip straight through the wall and flood into your bloodstream.
The Noida mangoes with calcium carbide poison. If you are buying those perfectly shiny, golden yellow mangoes, golden dasheri, from the markets in Noida right now, stop and watch this video immediately. It could save you from a severe medical emergency. Calcium carbide mango hit number 1. On June 12th, I bought mangoes from the Sector 34 Friday market. My wife put them in the fridge, and I ate just one. The next morning, I woke up with a level of stomach pain I have never felt in my entire life, followed by severe loose motions and an acidic, burning discharge. Pain in stomach before going to bathroom. Pain in 2 places, one in the lower gut which pushes the stool out and second at the exit point of the gut when outcoming mucus and acid caused burning pain. I thought it was a random infection. Since all the toxic went out of gut, I recovered soon. Calcium carbide mango massive hit number 2. But on July 2nd, I bought golden dasheri mangoes, rupees 140 per kilogram, and big yellow mangoes each weighing half kilogram with visible masala traces on it for 100 rupees per kilogram near the Sector 34 metro station. The mangoes looked flawless and were sweet. After eating them for 2 days, I woke up this morning and suffered a massive second hit. This time, it attacked my brain. The room was spinning when I woke up and tried to
To truly conquer vertigo, we cannot just treat it when a senior stumbles. We must understand exactly where it begins. And shocking new science reveals that the origin of dizziness often has nothing to do with the ear. It begins in your gut. Consider a common, terrifying reality across global markets: the illegal use of calcium carbide to artificially ripen fruit, like mangoes and almost all other fruits. When a human consumes fruit contaminated with calcium carbide, a violent chemical reaction occurs. On contact with water or stomach acid, the carbide releases toxic acetylene gas, alongside traces of arsenic and phosphorus. This isn't just standard food poisoning. These harsh, industrial chemicals act as a corrosive agent, chemically burning and dissolving the delicate, single-cell protective lining of your digestive tract.
Gluten, which is a lectin, caused the extreme form of gluten intolerance called celiac disease. Quickly, the lining of your gut is only 1 cell thick. And the lining of your gut is the same surface area as 1 or 2 tennis courts in you. That sounds like a design flaw, and it is, because everything that you swallow is up here, and everything that stands between you and everything you swallow and host armed with what's called a tight junction. And it's literally holding these cells together, because quite frankly, you really wouldn't want 100 trillion bacteria getting past this single cell lining. On the other side of the wall of your gut, 80% of all your white blood cells, your immune cells, line the gut. Those are those little blue guys. A lectin, by the way, wants to get its way to attach to a sugar molecule on the lining of the gut. And when it does, it produces a compound that is now known as zonulin. Zonulin then hits a receptor and breaks the tight junction. In other words, the guy ran through the 2 girls screaming. We now have a gap. And through that gap, unfortunately, 3 possible things can happen. Number 1, lectins, those are these little guys, which are foreign proteins, can get through the wall of the gut. And your white blood cells go, oh my gosh, we've been invaded. These are foreign, and we should not only attack them, try to eat them and kill them, but we should send out signals. We should go to threat level 5 and let everybody in the body, all the rest of the white blood cells in the body, to be on the lookout for these guys, because clearly they might get past us And we should let everybody know they're coming. That, believe it or not,
in the gut will enter into the bloodstream. The calcium carbide toxins therefore enter the bloodstream and goes everywhere in the body into the ears as well as the brain. In the ear it creates vertigo. In the brain it may create fainting or coma depending on the dose. The other food particles in blood may cause madness.
The intestinal lining affects proper digestion and absorption of nutrients. Food sensitivities. Developing sensitivities or allergies to certain foods, especially those previously well tolerated, could indicate a leaky gut. The immune system reacts to undigested food particles that leak through the intestinal barrier. Nutritional deficiencies. Despite consuming a balanced diet, experiencing deficiencies in essential vitamins and minerals might suggest impaired absorption due to a leaky gut. Chronic fatigue. Leaky gut can contribute to systemic inflammation and compromise energy levels, symptoms of arthritis. Skin problems, conditions such as acne, eczema, or psoriasis may worsen or appear. The immune system becomes hyperactive and may attack the body's tissues and organs. Mood disorders. The gut-brain connection means that imbalances in gut health can influence mood and mental well-being. Anxiety, depression, or brain fog might be exacerbated.
Your immune system immediately panics, launching a systemic inflammatory response. This chronic inflammation doesn't just stay in your digestive tract. It travels through your vascular highway, triggering joint pain, brain fog, skin issues, and putting a massive, ongoing filtering strain on your kidneys. But here is the phenomenal design of human physiology. Your gut lining has the highest turnover rate of almost any tissue in the body, completely replacing its entire surface area every 3 to 5 days. How does it accomplish this massive feat? Through a localized reservoir of intestinal stem cells, ISCs, buried deep at the base of the gut wall. These stem cells are your body's elite internal construction workers. When they are functioning optimally, they divide rapidly, producing a non-stop supply of fresh, healthy cells to keep the wall sealed. But these stem cells cannot work without a specific high-level biochemical command to wake them up. D, the master hormone. That brings us to the letter D, vitamin D. Let's shatter a massive public misconception right now. Vitamin D is not a vitamin at all. It is a highly potent, fat-soluble steroid hormone. Almost every single cell, tissue, and organ system in the human body contains specialized docking ports called vitamin D receptors, or VDRs. When active vitamin D binds directly to the VDRs on your intestinal stem cells, it acts like a genetic master key. It unlocks the DNA sequence that commands those stem cells to multiply and aggressively manufacture the exact structural tight junction proteins, like ZO1 and occludin needed to rebuild the mortar and permanently seal a leaky gut. At the exact same time, vitamin D is the primary manager of calcium absorption in the human body. It commands your digestive tract to pull calcium from your food into your bloodstream, providing the raw structural building blocks needed to reinforce your bones and structurally stabilize those loose calcium tracking crystals inside your internal gyroscope. But this is where the entire biohacking community splits down the middle. People read the science, buy a massive bottle of vitamin D, flood their bloodstream with calcium, and think they have solved the problem. But if you stop there, you are creating a dangerous mineral time bomb inside your body. The systemic cofactors, the traffic cop and the fuel, K2 and magnesium. If you take high doses of vitamin D3 to heal your gut or stabilize your vertigo, your body experiences a massive, unregulated spike in calcium absorption. If that calcium floats around your bloodstream without explicit direction, it becomes highly destructive. It settles into your soft tissues, causing arterial plaque buildup, painful kidney stones, and calcification of your balance canals. To make the D in the VGUDSTH formula work safely, you must pair it with 2 non-negotiable cofactors, vitamin K2 and magnesium. Think of vitamin K2 as the intelligent traffic cop for calcium. K2 activates a specialized protein called matrix GLA protein, MGP. Active MGP acts like a microscopic vacuum cleaner, pulling loose calcium completely out of your arteries, heart valves, and kidneys, and routing it directly into your skeletal matrix and your internal gyroscope. This is exactly why so many people discover that adding K2 provides much more rapid, direct relief for their vertigo than D3 alone. It is physically cleaning the loose calcium debris out of the fluid canals. And what about magnesium? Every single enzymatic step in your liver and your kidneys that takes raw vitamin D and converts it into its active, useful hormonal form is 100% magnesium dependent. If you are magnesium deficient, the vitamin D you swallow remains trapped in an inactive form, circulating completely uselessly. Furthermore, processing heavy doses of D3 actively consumes and drains your body's existing magnesium storage. If you don't supplement it properly, you will trigger side effects like muscle eye twitches, leg cramps, and nighttime heart palpitations. H. The daily HBOT protocol. Now, let's unlock the final letter of our system, H. Hyperbaric Oxygen Therapy, or HBOT. To achieve true, rapid tissue regeneration, your stem cells and your gut lining require immense amounts of cellular energy, known as ATP. However, when your body is dealing with chronic gut inflammation or vascular aging, your microscopic blood capillaries constrict. This creates a state of hypoxia, a critical lack of oxygen at the deep tissue level. Oxygen-starved cells simply do not have the energy to repair themselves or utilize nutrients effectively. HBOT completely changes the laws of physiology. By placing you inside a pressurized chamber breathing 100% pure medical-grade oxygen, you alter the physics of gas absorption. Under high atmospheric pressure, oxygen no longer has to wait for your red blood cells to transport it. Instead, oxygen dissolves directly into the liquid plasma of your blood. This hyper-oxygenated plasma floods your entire body, reaching deep into oxygen-starved tissues that regular blood flow can no longer reach. But to trigger true, long-term longevity markers, like lengthening your protective telomeres, clearing away toxic zombie senescent cells, and forcing a massive release of fresh bone marrow stem cells, HBOT cannot be a random, occasional treatment. It must be utilized on a consistent, daily basis. The validated longevity protocols require sitting in a medical-grade chamber for 60 to 90 minutes per day, 5 to 6 days a week, for a continuous block of 2 full months, under strict atmospheric pressures between 1.5 and 2.0 ATA. When you run this daily hyperoxygenation engine while maintaining your synchronized vitamin D3, K2, and magnesium routine, you create a powerful dual effect. Daily HBOT floods your tissues with oxygen and unleashes a wave of new stem cells, while your morning vitamin D3 provides those newly released stem cells with the exact genetic commands to seal your gut wall and stabilize your inner ear architecture. The 2026 Daily Timing and Routine. Structuring the morning schedule. Now that you understand the deep science of the upgraded VGUDSTH formula, let's look at exactly how to structure your daily schedule for maximum cellular absorption and to prevent any interference with your sleep. At 10 a.m., take your single daily tablet of magnesium, such as magnesium glycinate, aiming for roughly 220 milligrams of pure elemental magnesium. This 90-minute gap is a critical biohacking secret. It allows your breakfast to clear your stomach slightly, ensuring that the magnesium doesn't compete with other dietary minerals for absorption channels. It gives the mineral direct, unhindered access to your bloodstream, where it immediately goes to work activating the vitamin D you took earlier. The circadian advantage. Many people make the critical mistake of taking their high-dose vitamin D3 and magnesium right before bed because they hear that magnesium helps with relaxation. But if you take a massive 60,000 IU dose of vitamin D at dinner, you will completely disrupt your sleep architecture. Vitamin D is naturally produced by your body from bright midday sunlight. When you introduce a massive spike of vitamin D into your system late in the evening, your brain misinterprets the signal. It actively suppresses your natural nighttime production of melatonin, the sleep hormone, telling your nervous system that it is daytime. This triggers a massive, unwanted burst of late-night physical energy that causes insomnia and keeps your brain racing. By moving the entire stack to the morning schedule, you align perfectly with your body's natural circadian rhythm. This timing allows you to fully utilize that clean energy surge during your productive daylight hours, while ensuring your nervous system can naturally wind down for deep, restorative sleep at night. The 2-month intensive phase versus the 45-day rest cycle. Now, Let's look at the master timeline that ties the entire gut system into an endless loop of regeneration and clearance. You cannot force high-dose protocols indefinitely. Advanced biohacking relies on strategic cycling to keep the body's receptors highly sensitive and protect your filtration organs. Our protocol is split into a definitive repeating loop. Phase 1 is the 2-month loading phase. For 60 consecutive days, your routine is locked in. Every single day, you complete your 60 to 90-minute hyperbaric oxygen session. Every single morning, you maintain your 8:30 a.m. vitamin K2 and 10 a.m. magnesium schedule. And exactly once a week, you take your therapeutic 60,000 IU vitamin D3 capsule with breakfast. This 2-month window aggressively floods your tissues with pressurized oxygen, loads your fat-soluble storage, drives stem cell division, and locks down the calcium architecture of your balance canals.
T is for Triphala, the 45-day reset mechanics. But exactly at day 60, you transition into phase 2, the 45-day Triphala reset cycle. During these 45 days, you hit the pause button. You halt your daily HBOT sessions completely, and you pause your vitamin D3, vitamin K2, and magnesium supplements entirely. You give your liver and your kidneys a complete rest from processing high-dose accumulation, but we do not leave your gut undefended. Instead, every single night before bed during this 45-day window, you introduce Triphala, an ancient, powerful Ayurvedic formulation composed of 3 wild fruits, Amalaki, Bipitaki, and Haritaki. Triphala steps in to maintain your intestinal wall from an entirely different mechanical angle. Mild prokinetic cleansing. It gently improves your digestive tract's natural muscle contractions, sweeping out waste and preventing the bacterial overgrowth that breaks down the gut wall. Microbiome fueling. Triphala is rich in polyphenols. Your gut bacteria ferment these compounds, creating a massive wave of butyrate, the primary fuel your gut cells need to naturally maintain their tight junction gates while your vitamins are resting. Tissue toning. The natural tannins in Triphala tone and tighten the mucosal lining, providing a botanical shield for your bloodstream. Once those 45 days are complete, your internal organs are fully cleared and recalibrated. Now, you hit the reignition phase. You return right back to the beginning, restarting your 2-month cycle of daily HBOT, weekly 60,000 IU D3, and daily cofactors. This continuous loop provides long-term protection without ever overwhelming your biology. The safety net and objective data. The core conflict, private claims versus public safety. As we close out this masterclass, we must address the absolute most critical pillar of any longevity protocol, objective medical safety. There are highly popular alternative medicine figures, such as Dr. Stephen Gundry, who argue that a blood vitamin D3 level of 100 ng/ml, or even higher, is a minimum requirement to truly stimulate stem cells and heal autoimmune conditions. Dr. Gundry frequently shares that across his 25 years of research in his private clinic, his patients maintain these ultra-high levels without ever experiencing vitamin D toxicity. It is completely fair to find his clinical success compelling, but you must understand the vital difference between a single doctor's private clinic and global public health safety guidelines. In a private clinic setting, patients are placed on highly restrictive, low-calcium diets and undergo frequent, expensive laboratory testing. This controlled environment acts as an artificial safety net to prevent hypercalcemia. If an average individual attempts to blindly replicate a 100+ ng/ml target at home without that precise clinical safety net, they are taking an immense gamble with their organs. Vitamin D toxicity is a thoroughly documented, undeniable medical reality. When blood levels climb too high, the resulting calcium buildup creates severe neurological issues, dangerous cardiac arrhythmias, and causes microscopic calcium crystals to deposit directly into your kidney tubes, a condition called nephrocalcinosis. Your kidneys are the filters for your entire life. Once kidney tissue experiences advanced fibrosis and scarring from mineral overload, that tissue is permanently lost and cannot be cured or regenerated by any supplement or hyperbaric chamber. Global public guidelines are kept conservative for a reason. They are designed to protect everyone safely, including individuals with hidden kidney vulnerabilities who are self-medicating at home. Your definitive 2026 action plan. True biohacking isn't about reckless guessing or blindly following a single influencer's extreme doses. True longevity is about intelligent, calculated, and measured synergy. The absolute best window to run your objective diagnostics is during the 45-day Triphala gap, right after you complete your first 2-month intensive loading block. Do not guess your internal status. Book a standard blood panel and have a medical professional evaluate 3 exact objective markers. 25-hydroxyvitamin D. To see exactly how high your blood level has climbed and confirm you are in an optimal, safe target range. Serum calcium. To mathematically guarantee that your blood calcium is in a perfectly healthy, non-toxic range. Serum creatinine and EGFR. To verify that your kidney filtration units are working smoothly and experiencing absolutely zero stress. By understanding how these systems lock together, how your internal gyroscope, your gut wall, your stem cells, daily oxygen levels, and botanical rest cycles interact, you take complete, educated, and safe control over your personal health span. If you found this 40-minute breakdown valuable, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with someone who wants to take charge of their biology. Stay safe, stay analytical, and I will see you in the next masterclass. Global Broadcast Medical Disclaimer. The information presented in this video is strictly for educational, historical, and general knowledge purposes only. It is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, clinical diagnosis, or targeted treatment. Always consult with a qualified healthcare professional, licensed gastroenterologist, or certified nephrologist before starting any high-dose vitamin regimen, botanical cleansing cycle, or daily hyperbaric oxygen protocol, especially if you have pre-existing kidney, cardiovascular, or metabolic conditions.
Conclusions. We presented a method of living immortal. 1. Vitamin D3 stops cancer and does all good things you need to live healthily. 2. HBOT creates plenty of stem cells to make your body repair your body from foot to brain. 3. A rest after 2 months of vitamin D and HBOT will be good for your body. 4. During the rest time of 45 days, Triphala will keep your gut safe. In Ayurveda 1 Mandalam or 48 days were recommended and we kept it as 45 days. 5. Take blood test if there is no alarm, restart the vitamin D3 and HBOT sessions. 6. Keep repeating this cycle to live longer.